everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is Monday, April 6th, 2026, and we have a little bit of HBO show news. Now, if you guys remember, they had announced that on Sunday the 5th, they would be dropping that Harry Potter HBO mini documentary that was about 30 minutes long, and it aired around like 3 p.m. Eastern time yesterday. Now, I don't have HBO, so therefore, I didn't watch it, but honestly, I don't really need to watch it because everything has been shown on the internet already in screenshots and other things like that. So we're just going to go through all the images that we see and just give my opinion on everything. Because honestly, there's actually like quite a bit of good things that was shown in that documentary. And I suspect that's why they put it out so early. They want to win people over like me, who's very, 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 well, negative, honestly, on the show, or really fair criticism, if you will. So honestly, they did not win me over, though, because you still have Black Snape, and that's just a huge, big, fat no matter what you do. But there was some really cool things in there that I have to say, like, props to them for actually doing this. But before we get into that, there is a little bit of casting news. So, supposedly, this boy is part of HBO Harry Potter, supposedly. Now, the rumor is that he could be Tom Riddle. I gotta be honest, I personally don't see this boy as Tom Riddle. I think he's got a little bit too many freckles to be Tom Riddle. Tom Riddle's very, like, fine features, no freckles, really. So, when I had asked Bruno, I said, have they even started casting for season 2? And they said the latest rumor says, yes, they started casting. So, if that's true, this could be potentially something new for season 2. It could be, honestly, who knows? Maybe it's like Colin Creevey, right? If they're doing season 2 casting. I personally don't think it's Colin Creevey. Way too older looking, to be honest. But let me know what you guys think down below. Who do you think this boy is going to be portraying in season 2? If it's even true. All right, so here is all the stuff that we're going to be looking at when it comes to that mini documentary from yesterday. So they have lots of animatronics and magical creatures, and this is pretty cool. So they got a Doug Bug. Now, obviously, the Doug Bug wasn't in the Harry Potter movies, but it was in the Goblet of Fire video game by EA Games. It also was in the Hogwarts Legacy video game. So you've already seen these before, so to speak, but not in the movie. So this is actually very cool that they're doing this. Like, I'm for this. Show off all the magical creatures, all the animatronics, things like that, because I actually think animatronics are so cool. Like, ever been to Universal Studios with the dinosaurs? Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, so cool, guys. So I love animatronics, really cool. Now we also have this. So this is like some Halloween decorations, apparently. You got like pumpkins. Honestly, it looks fine to me, a bit blurry, so it's not exactly you can be like nitpicking. This must be the great door, I'm assuming, the big doors to get into Hogwarts. But this is fine. I love pumpkins. I can't say no, right? Again, this is also fine. I Loop Owl Emporium. It's not really drastically different, and I do like the owls over here. So again, not really something crazy different. To me, Diagon Alley was, for the most part, okay. Like, I had no real big criticisms of it. I Loop Owl Emporium, again, I like the owls. Signs are great, no problem. They show off a little bit of Arabella Audition. They show off a little bit of John Lithgow. We don't really care about that. Now, apparently, I've caused all the controversy when it comes to the Chocolate Frog packaging, because it says this is the first look. So what you do is, like, you basically, like, open up the top of it, and then it kind of, like, opens up. And I gotta be honest, I don't dislike the packaging. I don't. I think it's different. It's unique. It's wholeheartedly bizarre after seeing, you know, certain type of packaging for the last 25 years, you know, the pentagonal boxes. This is not really how I ever pictured it, but again, whatever. But then this is the problem. This is so lifelike. It's supposed to be an actual chocolate frog. It's not supposed to look real. Like, who's going to eat a real frog? Who? That's crazy, in my opinion. Like, and it's like, it's supposed to be bouncing around and everything. It's like, that's crazy. So I had actually said, for the record, not hating the packaging, it's pretty unique. I never pictured the chocolate frog like that now, though. So TLDR, packaging, not bad. Frog, it's a no for me. And the thing is, though, people always forget about this, but this is what the chocolate frog wrappers originally look like. This is like from my own collection that I still have. And if you guys want to check out, I have a whole YouTube video all about chocolate frogs. I made it in like 2024, I think, so it's a little bit outdated, but it shows you all of the older ones. So if you're interested, do check that one out. It's on my channel. Just search like chocolate frog on my channel. So there's that. Again, a lot of people are like going, oh my god, this is amazing, it's so much better. But I also kind of think like they're at this point like just saying it for the sake of it. I will say though, the lighting is garbage. Everything's so muted and discolored, and nothing's vibrant whatsoever. Like, this blue could be really popping. Again, it's supposed to be like Harry Potter. It's supposed to be this wondrous, vibrant, magical, colorful world, and everything just seems so muted and saturated. I'm wondering, why are they doing that? That's a downgrade like all aspects of the series. Who would want to bite down on a lifelike frog and hope it'll feel and taste like chocolate instead of flesh and bones? It should at least look minimum like chocolate. And I understand that there's like things out there that actually look like real chocolate, like marzipan makes it looks like real like animals and things like that, right? But this is supposed to be like a chocolate frog. I don't really think the wizard's gonna be eating a chocolate. I don't know. To me, it just looks different. Look, and this person fixed the coloring, and that is so much better already. So much better. Look at that. Like 10 times better. All you gotta do is brighten it up. I removed the realistic aspect. Honestly, it's not even that bad. Or even this. This is perfect to me. I wholeheartedly sold on this. I like that. This would be so much better than that. I don't know why. I don't know what the problem is. Why do we keep doing this? Crazy. All right, let's keep going. Now, this is actually something that was really, really cool. So in the little documentary, I saw a clip of it. Scabbers is an animatronic, and they actually have him where you can hold onto somebody's finger, right? Which is going to be Crab's finest, hour. Was it against Crab? I think it was Crab. I'm pretty sure, but this is when Crab gets his finger bitten by Scabbers, and he's like flailing him around the train compartment. So this is actually really cool in my opinion. Like, they made a little animatronic. See, this is it. Like, he's holding the finger. Like, they're attached to his finger. I think that's really, really cool. Cool stuff. Fine with that. So there are two different animatronics for Ron's Rat. One that moves his head and is quite flexible, and the other that bites. Again, cool shit. Got no complaints. Here's a little photo of the main trio. Again, I'm not complaining about them. Honestly, I think they're pretty much okay. Honestly, again, it's very, very weird to see somebody else playing Harry, Ron, and Hermione, but they're not bad. They're not bad. Again, I've never really had any huge complaints about the three of them, right? They're also kids, so I'm not going to really say anything. Now we have the Hogsmeade Railway Crest in the Harry Potter TV series. Okay. I don't doesn't scream excitement to me, but it looks fine. I like the little owl. It's fine by me. Okay, then we have first look at the creatures we get to see in the first season of Harry Potter TV series: a Jobberknoll, a flubberworms, and fire crabs. If you guys remember, the old EA video games had fire crabs in them. Those will always be top tier fire crabs for me, but you got a Jobberknoll here, a flubberworm, which I freaking hate, and then the fire crab. And honestly, that's pretty cool in my opinion. I never really pictured it with like crystals on its back, but I haven't read Fantastic Beasts A through Z in quite a minute, so maybe they do have crystals on their back. I don't remember. And then here it goes, like they shoot out fire from its rear end, basically, or maybe its front side. I don't remember. But anyway, and then here's another image of the Dug Bog. So again, these are cool things. I am okay with these. Like, this is good. They should be doing these kind of things. Like, yes, this is the kind of detail you want. And then we have to, oh, duh. The thing is, though, everyone's talking about the lighting, and I so agree. The lighting looks horrible. At least get someone competent to light for actors of various complexions in the scenes. House of Dragons had no problem doing this. And it's true, like, what are they doing? Why is everything so dark and dull? Ugh. One of these things is not like the other. Anyway, I have a meme, though. Alright, and here's another one. So first look at the troll scene in the Harry Potter TV series. So you got little Harry here, little Hermione there, Ron's in the back, and then this is the bathrooms. You're never gonna beat like the interior Hogwarts design in the first two movies, in my opinion, but it looks fine. Whatever, it's the bathroom. And then we have first look at Janet McTeer as Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter TV series. And supposedly the rumor is, like, in this one, she's, like, in front of Hermione's house. Because remember, they're going to show Hermione getting her Hogwarts letter because she's a, mudblood muggle-born. So there's that. And then we have more images here. This looks to be, like, probably Transfiguration classroom. Again, why is everything so dull and muted? I don't understand this. And I gotta be honest, she's got too much lipstick on, in my opinion. People were right in my comments saying that she's kind of resembling Rita Skeeter a little bit with these frames and the lipstick. And I gotta be honest, yeah, it's a bit too much lipstick, to be completely honest with you guys. Now we have a look at the golden snitch, and honestly, I'm fine with this. The only huge difference that you see besides like the actual crest, right, we'll get into that later, is like the curvature of the wings. Like, they seem to be folded inwards and then they're out. Honestly, it's not really that different. in comparison to the original Snatch. Again, they can't really change it because it's so described and so descriptive. Actually, no, they can describe it in completely different. What are we talking about? We have Black Snake. But anyway, it looks fine in my opinion. Again, nothing really drastically different about it, so that's fine. Then we have Dumbledore, Office, and John Lithgow. Very similar, honestly, to the movies with, it looks like it seems to be elevated up in one area and down below. That's fine by me. You got a lot of like astronomy or so, a lot of trinkets. The only thing is that in this scene, it looks like he's just wearing a jacket. I don't understand that. Why he's got a jacket on, right? Does that look like a jacket to you, not like an actual cloak or a cape or anything? I have a good feeling this will be canceled after 3 seasons. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this will be canceled after 3 seasons or not? That seems to be the magic number. Prisoner of Azkaban was the lowest grossing movie. You have Fantastic Beasts franchise canceled after 3rd movie. Is 3 the unlucky number? Now we have this, and I caused a huge kerfuffle, guys. So we went from this to this, and I also said all the colors are gone in this HBO show. It's supposed to be bright, vibrant, and fun, not some detective drama with muted tones. And I gotta be honest, like, the packaging itself is fine in my opinion. It's different. They are very much going for that earthly theme throughout this entire series, right? From the uniforms, the crests, the packaging, everything is kind of like earthly, right? That's the giant theme I'm getting in this show, which I gotta be honest, I don't really understand why, because sure, magic is rooted in the earth. Obviously, you got the wands from the earth, but like, it wasn't really that big in the books. In fact, it was really not mentioned all that much about this earthly stuff. So this is like some type of like new interpretation that they're having. Again, whatever. They're making it very different. They're doing everything on purpose. They're making everything different for the most part because they have to, apparently, differentiate. But this would have been so much better if it was more colorful and vibrant. Again, like, you have all these somewhat colors there. Why don't they just make them a little bit more vibrant? They're supposed to be popping. It's supposed to be candy. Show me a candy wrapper that is super duper muted in tone and color. Reese's, M&M's, Skittles, Sour Patch, Mars bars, right? All these things are like shiny and bright and colorful because people want to buy them. That's the whole purpose of the marketing. You want to buy them and make them shiny. You want to appeal to kids. You want to appeal to everybody. This is so muted, and that's the problem. Again, like, if this was, honestly, this is not a bad packaging. It's just so dull. I don't understand what they're doing. So the first part was so childish, which they're talking about, this one here, which I don't understand how you consider that childish. It's supposed to be bright and colorful and fun. That's the point of it. Now they're making it for adults who love the original Harry Potter so they can look and see what a piece of crap, instead of making it bright again for kids nowadays who can really like it and they can get a chunk of a new audience. Again, it's true, like, you should be making this stuff bright and colorful for kids to watch this. It's losing the one thing a show about magic should never lose: charm. Yeah. I like the new boxes for the candies. Make it look like something you'd see in an antique stop. In an antique, I guess he means shop. I disagree with this wholeheartedly, especially because Mina Lima did the graphic design and they based everything from the 1950s, 1990s aesthetic, which fits the era of Harry Potter year. Yeah, they're right. Definitely Victorian kind of vibe. Looks cool, new, and less circus cartoon. That's like a opinion, I guess. So if you think it's like the original one's childish, that's totally your opinion, whatever. I'm talking about the actual coloring of this, right? Like, again, I don't really have a problem with this packaging. It's not Mina Lima. Mina Lima was always #1. They're the graphic designers for They're like honestly, think of them as the godmothers of Harry Potter, right? You got them as the graphic designers for Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, Universal Studios. They're still making and selling merch to this day. Like, come on. It's so obvious they changed to have a designer look. They're going to charge a fortune for them. They're pushing nature forest, dendarium aesthetic on everything, the interior, clothes, and even packaging. Clear as day, it's done for the sake of doing something different from movies, but it has nothing to do with the story. It's not advertised. That's what I'm saying. Thank you for somebody else for saying it better than I could have. God, I hate the light in this new show. The first movie's supposed to be fun and lighthearted, not gray slop. If the package was colorful, I'd quite like the design on the right too. Exactly what I'm saying. So at least there's some of you out there that, have it on right. It's all beige wallpaper, eco-friendly revamp of everything to be in the parks and stores. Yeah, I gotta wonder how merch is gonna go. Like, are they gonna make both types of merchandise? Like, what are they doing? Who knows? Now, do you guys remember months and months and months ago, there was like this scene that was leaked where it looked like it was James and Lily fighting on a bridge or like exploding the bridge? Well, here seems to be some concept art, right? Revealed in Finding Harry, which is a documentary yesterday. Seems to match the footage we've seen of Lily and James Potter film in the Harry Potter TV series, the two characters crossing the bridge with pyrotechnic effects. And that's the little glitch, that little thing that we've seen before. Again, I don't really understand why they're showing James and Lily blowing up a bridge. I'm very curious to know what the hell's going on with that, but whatever, to each their own. Now we get to see what Peeves looks like. So first look at Peeves in the Harry Potter TV series. I'd have imagined a bit more colorful, but then again, it's only concept art. We're still waiting to find out who will play the role in the HBO series. Yeah, they've never actually said who's playing Peeves, ironically. So this is Peeves in Hogwarts Legacy. But if you go and look up Peeves, you'll actually find different iterations. So first of all, we were supposed to have Rick Mail as Peeves, right? Rick Mail as Peeves, there you go. But there was also, the one still that we got before he passed away, sadly. But this will always be my Peeves. And again, he's very colorful in this, very colorful outfit and everything. So for the most part, I would say that they always seem to get him with some sort of color. Like Prisoner of Azkaban Peeves was like the least colorful Peeves, right? And this obviously is probably the most bright one besides Philosopher's Stone video game. But this is pretty dull and muted. I don't know why they're making him so dull and muted. Again, that seems to be a theme. Have a feeling all the ghosts will be made with special effects. Have any actors been announced for any of the ghosts? I don't think so. Green screen, mocap, Professor Binns. Maybe it's robbed us of Rick Mail. Yeah, totally did. All right, let's keep going. So there's a couple of clips showing like Alistair, Arabella, and Dom's audition for their roles in the Harry Potter TV series. I'm going to skip them because we'll probably get hit with copyright, but they're out there on the internet for you to enjoy. And there is this that we'll look at real fast because this is from the Wizarding World Direct and they've gone and shown off a couple more details. So obviously we've seen this one, we've seen that, and the thing is I want to show off this. So this is a new coat of arms for Hogwarts. So what do you guys think? Like, I don't know. It's very classy. I don't particularly like the H because it doesn't really look like an H. It honestly looks like an L and an H or an L and a B or something. It doesn't really look like an H in my opinion. I don't dislike though the little emblems on each side. So you got a lion over here, a badger, a Ravenclaw, like the eagle up here, and then the snake down below. Like I don't dislike that. I think it's pretty cool, but the H itself is weird. Again, this is the Halloween costumes. There's more I shouldn't say Halloween costumes. Again, this is the more like Halloween set. They got more vines and things here, which honestly, that could just be out year round. And I wouldn't have a problem with that. They got more candy. And again, all the candy wrapping, except for like the lollipops here, which look like wands, right? I'm assuming like the wand lollipops. They look so muted and dull. And like, look at these sugar quills. I don't know. I always pictured them with color. And so did the Harry Potter movies. So again, like it's not very vibrant. Like the packaging is very dull and muted. Again, you got new butterbeer bottles. So Mina Lima changes their labels all the time depending on where you are in the season or like Christmas or whatnot. So this is not exactly the greatest comparison. I don't dislike the butterbeer bottles. I find them a bit too simple and plain. That's my particular opinion. You be the judge. Again, this is possibly Hermione's house. You got more Gringotts Bank, which I'm fine with. Looks fine. Obviously, I think the original one is more iconic because like the columns are a little bit crooked, showing how old it is, and it's being supported by magic and whatnot. And this just kind of gives like, I don't know, Washington, D.C. a little bit as compared to those columns from the original one down below in this little circle. You know? That's just me. We got some Ravenclaw W's actually, because if you look right here, it's very hard to see this little blur thing in here too, but you have the right colors for Ravenclaw now. So that's good. So these are the old, or like I wouldn't say old, but these are the ones from the films, right? So you got red, you got blue and silver, but this time you got blue and bronze basically, which is the correct color. So they've actually fixed that, so that's good. You got the Quidditch robes. Again, very different, not terrible, just different. The brooms, I don't like the brooms. They look incredibly stupid in my opinion. Personally, I don't like them, especially all this. Like, what are we doing? Like, the other ones look very sleek and cool. I don't know. These don't look that great in my opinion. Like, they're fine if they're normal brooms, but all this extra detail, I don't know. It just looks silly in my opinion. And then also you have like the cases, right? And that looks fine to me. Okay, we saw Peeves already. We saw Dumbledore's office. So we got Lily and James more concept art. Again, they're just blowing shit up. Again, I don't know why. We got Susan Bones, Justin Finch-Fletchley, and Hannah Abbott. Again, Susan Bones, technically speaking, they race swapped her. Whatever. What else is new? Hannah Abbott, Justin Finch-Fletchley looks fine in my opinion. I like the greenhouses. I thought it was cool. I do like that they're wearing like these giant jackets. That's fine in my opinion. Neville Longbottom looks fine-ish. At least like he's blonde again, so that's a plus. You got the crew, so you got like Draco Malfoy, who's so much taller than everybody else. I don't understand it. He's so much taller. Like, what are we doing? Now, the thing is, though, everyone's like, oh, it's because he's so much older. But the thing was, Tom Felton was cast, and he was a couple years older than the other Harry Potter crew in the movies. But he wasn't noticeably taller. Like, this is insanely taller, in my personal opinion. So here's another look at, like, the colors for Ravenclaw real fast. Again, this image, very hard to see, but there is that color. The Slytherin crest looks like a fucking horsewhip snake. This is a thin snake in the Trinidad and the Harmless. So this is Trish. She doesn't really like this Slytherin crest. I gotta be honest, they're all right. They look like some 7-year-old drew them, to be completely honest. This one a little bit more detailed, obviously, so not really a 7-year-old. But this, yeah, it kind of inside looks like, I don't know, a 7-year-old drew it. So here's a little clip. I will play this so you guys can hear what they're saying.
You walk onto a set and you think, wow, and it just ups your game.
The thing is, though, you could literally say this from literally anything and no one will ever guess this is Snape. And it's true. Like, how are you supposed to know this is Snape? I'm going to be honest. How do you know? Like, none of this really screams Severus Snape, in my opinion. But whatever. Then you got HBO Hagrid, and I gotta be honest, he's giving like Father Christmas, Saint Nick, but like the old school designs where he's more traditional outfit, not in the red. Like that's just my personal opinion, especially with the beard, how curly it is and stuff. I don't know. It's gonna be so hard not to see Robbie Coltrane, right? But whatever. Now, here's the thing. They showed off this little sneak peek before. And again, look how tall Draco Malfoy is again. They're like, why are there so many Indians in the new HBO Harry Potter TV show? And it's kind of funny because he's actually like surrounded by just Indian children. And they're saying it's Slytherin, but no, because we've already seen the casting of some of the Slytherin. And they're like either white or black or whatever it is, like Crabbe and Goyle, probably like right behind him or whatever. But yeah, there's so many Indians in the United Kingdom. You wouldn't think it's the 90s. You'd think it's 2026 there. So again, you say interesting choice. Again, though, these are not actually Crabbe and Goyle and all these, right? So there is that to like notice. And then never knew Hogwarts was in India. It made me laugh because it's kind of true. It's like, what are we doing? DEI quotas. Now, if you're wondering if I'm the only one who's talking about the lighting, no, it seems to be a current theme. Talk about bastardizing a series that you promised would be faithful adaptation to the books. Also, the lighting sucks ass. And then here's Lorraine. The set lighting is ass. So apparently, I'm getting the theme that people think the lighting is ass. First rule of lighting for scenes with actors of varying skin tones, find the balance where you can see everyone clearly. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but it's not good. I'm gonna be real. So there you guys have it. That is basically the TLDR for yesterday's documentary. I'm sure I've missed things, obviously, because I've not seen it. There's a lot of good things in there, right? Obviously the animatronics. Honestly, I don't mind the candy wrapper. I just wish it was vibrant and pop because it's supposed to be candy and you're supposed to advertise to little children, adults. It's supposed to be colorful and bright. You want to be able to sell your product, right? So it's things like that. I do like that Ravenclaw has the right colors now. Again, though, like the lighting is god awful. Black Snape, like what are we doing? There's just so many things here. We're extending the lore out, which I don't even know how they're gonna do everything rightfully. I don't know. You guys let me know. I'll see you guys all next time. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. Bye.